All right, here we have Andre's January 3rd, 2015 evaluation. We're going to see Andre take off here full speed, and then watching him run at 50% speed, and then finally 10% speed. And we're actually going to stop him almost immediately. He really gets out of alignment right away. And this is something we really need to look at, because that first step is exactly that first step. So we need to get this positioning a whole lot better, which is going to increase his speed. If you look at his right foot turned out, really pointing towards the wall, that's a really poor position of power. There's not a lot of power generated or created from that movement. So we need to get him to be able to explode off those balls with those feet and not an L-shaped foot. And then his shoulders are offline, and you can see his arm is getting disconnected from his body. All that's happening within the first step. So those are things that we want to correct right away. After we get him going, and we talked about this, his kind of limbs are going everywhere. You can see how bad of off alignment he is. That red line should be dissecting his eyes. And you can see how around that line he is. Another problem we have here is his hips and knees getting out of alignment and getting off track. And when things get off track, you have a lot of wasted movement, and that slows you down a lot. So we need to get these hips squared up. We need to get those shoulders squared up. We need him to stand taller and more relaxed and upright. And then we can get these arms and legs to be in the position that they need to be in order to generate more speed. I'm going to push him forward a little bit more. Probably stop him out about maybe 5 yards or so, and then stop it here. And you'll notice again, look at his feet, and starting from his hips all the way down. He's striking extremely off with the foot, turning the foot out. Dominique did this slightly, but he's doing it a lot more, and this causes what we call a premature injury. It's an overusage of the ankle, hip, and knee, and it's just because of how he's landing. It's a lot of torque being put on those joints from that movement. So we really want to kind of straighten this out, and I think this will help him tremendously with his first 10 yards of speed. I wanted to include some videos here that he could actually take a look at. This is an Olympic athlete taking off from the blocks. Now, obviously, he's not going to be coming out of the blocks, but it really just goes to show you how straight and how in alignment everything is, and how perfectly placed all the feet, legs, and arms are. Looking at it again here, you can see how that hand is driving up to the eye. The elbow is connected, going straight back in an L-shaped manner. You can see how his knees are driving up to his waist and then striking on the balls of his feet. And notice how everything is in perfect alignment. There's nothing out of place here. So that's what we need to do for him, is just get all that wasted movement out and get those arms and legs being in the place they need to be in. His vertical leap, he scored a 16-inch jump, and just like I was explaining on Dominique's videos, this and the standing broad jump are really something that we put a lot of emphasis on. A lot of the professional football players and basketball players put a lot of emphasis on this too, and it's not just because somebody who can jump high in basketball is good, but because someone who has that, who can create that explosive power, is usually very quick and can really progress in that area, and that's what we want to look at here. So we'd like to see his numbers get up into the 20s, and again on the standing broad jump to increase maybe another, within the next 90 days, maybe another 6 inches would be great. So little by little we'll chip away at this and use this as a baseline for him going forward. And we're going to look at his lateral movement. He scored the same 11 reps, and we need to get him up into the 13s and 14s relatively quick, which will help him out in that field, is getting around laterally. And it's just his feet are just kind of out of place there. He's standing a lot too tall. We need to get him in a better athletic position, which will give him more balance as well. Looking at his performance stats, strength-wise, pretty good, 29.35. Balance was pretty good. Lateral speed we need to work on. That plank time we also want to work on. We need to get that to 4 minutes. 10-yard time and 20-yard time, definitely need to look at these. 10 yards should be low 2s to high 1s. 20 needs to be lower than 3.5. And that 40 should definitely be mid 6s. So definitely some areas of improvement that we need to work on with him, and also continuing to work on his flexibility will help him as well stay injury free and continue to build strength and speed.